Hi everyone, I am Aisha. Joining with me here is our very dear and wise friend Mala and my sister Ghazala, who, since she has retired, has decided that she lives in a timeless zone. Every time we ask her a question or we want to make a plan, and her jerk reaction is, "Don't ask me that. I live in a timeless zone." You don't know this, Baji, but on a side note, we have a side joke going on with this. Anam, my oldest daughter, just for the audience, my oldest daughter is Anam. One day was like, what is Khala always talking about this timeless zone? All the time she's saying timeless zone, and she's hyper. And she's like, she doesn't understand. We are in a time crunch. It's like,
Right. That's why we need to be in a timeless zone.
so anyway, that's a side joke that you know today that we, after you say that, we go and whisper.
You're laughing behind my back.
So anyway, this is our third podcast of Unapologetically Desi. I welcome everybody here, whoever is listening. Today's topic of conversation is abundance. It's a buzzword that everybody is talking about. We are hearing it everywhere. And this is just a conversation that we are having with each other to understand what it means to us. And our hope is through our conversation, it might ignite a thought in you guys, and you can go ahead and have a conversation with yourself, your loved ones. And the most important conversation to have is a conversation with your own oneself. What is the narrative that you're telling yourself? Is your narrative a preconceived idea of scarcity? Is it a limiting belief? Do you see the glass half empty? Is the world out there to get you? Or is your narrative that the glass is half full? There is endless opportunities in this kainat. And even if life throws a curveball at me, I will get up because there are multitudes of doors that I can open and I can achieve anything I want. Keeping that perspective in mind, let's dive into what abundance means to each of us. Again, I'm going to emphasize these are just conversations and we are no experts.
Perfect.
Thank you.
So, yeah, thanks. I think the abundance word, the concept, like I think we started thinking more and more of it, like Aisha, almost last year, almost a year ago. We have this family get together, and my daughter-in-law suggested that we should maybe this is a concept we should talk about. And then we started reading about it, and it's all around. It's not as if it's something totally new. Obviously, nothing is new. It's what we are understand. Our understanding is new of it. So we started talking about it, and then to wrap your mind around it, and you are practicing abundance in some way, and maybe in others way not, but becoming more aware. So I don't know what, Mala, your thought is on when you hear this word of abundance and the concept of abundance and inviting abundance in your life.
Right. I think I was always taught, maybe from school onwards, or whenever we spoke about it, it was talked about as an abundance mindset. I think there's a difference between abundance, believing in abundance, and having an abundance mindset. And I think the mindset, it is more opposite of scarcity mindset, but mindset of abundance mindset, meaning that there is enough for everybody, that there are enough resources available to everybody, that the competition does not need to be with each other, that the resources are there, and if only we allow ourselves to be able to not be anxious about it and look around us, maybe that is what abundance mindset is about.
Yeah, it's about how we've evolved, right? It's an evolutionary
Right.
thing that we've learned the flight and fight.
Right.
We have the flight and fight response to everything. Like that's our natural response. That's a survival instinct, and then we bring that to our even today's life, where we really don't have to We're not on a constant fight and flight response. We shouldn't be, but we tend to be. And I think then learning how to change that mindset is like it's hard, right? It's like, what tools do we have to change that? So a concept that we as kids grew up with was with the concept of barakat, that there's so much in the world, that everything is given to you, especially if you talk about yourself, your physical body, everything is free. You were given that. Nothing that you didn't make anything, right? You didn't make your heart, and you didn't say blood now go flow go flow through my veins and arteries, and what directions it showed. The moon will come out, and the sun will, it's everything is there. The universe is out there on its own. Nothing, you have not done any contributed. Your contribution is to respect it, right? Your
Yeah.
contribution is to
Yeah.
take joy in it, respect it, live in that feeling of complete awe and gratitude. That is why we should be how we should live. And then believe that things will happen that might be hard, but there's, as you know, there's always light at the end of the tunnel. But also, you can invite abundance in your life by consciously rewiring your mind and your words. Your words are a great reflection. You always like, how are you? You ask somebody, and then they might say, "Oh, I'm fine," and the very next sentence is negative,
Yes.
and they're complaining. So, you're not being honest to yourself. If you're not fine, just say I'm not fine, right? Just say it as a thing, right? You will say, oh, very good, everything is fine, and then you're complaining, right? So you actually are, like at some way, who are you fooling? Nobody else except yourself, mostly.
So it's like habitual complaining, right? That's your pattern without even
Right.
realizing. Everybody has a pattern, and then your pattern can be, even though you're saying Allah ka shukar hai, alhamdulillah, everything is okay, but then you're like, यहाँ दर्द हो रहा है और मेरे पास इस चीज की कमी है, or like whatever you're lacking, you're constantly talking about that. So it's the chatter in your mind. Can you control the chatter in your mind? And like what you touched on, Baji, was that the universe is existing on its own, and we have no contribution to that. We think we are all that, but we are, in the bigger scheme of things, we are the minutest of specks, right? The only control,
most probably.
not even, right? And the only thing we have control is on our actions and our reactions, and even that we can't really control, right? How we react to things, the stories that we are telling ourselves. We repeatedly, I think victimization is kind of romanticized, you're a victim, it's romanticized, right? Like you're in trouble, you're romantic,
Sad love story, everything has to be,
people who love each other have to die, prem amar ho gaya, hello, no, you're freaking dead.
Romeo and Juliet.
Right, the tragedy is more important. Isn't tragedy more interesting than comedy?
Yes.
We made it. We've romanticized it, right? Yeah.
Right.
Because I think it's also the concept of sin and happiness. Sometimes I think it's somehow connected, that if you're too happy, you're doing something wrong, right? If you're too content, there's something wrong. It has to be. How can anybody be that content, right?
And if you're happy, too happy, then you're also, especially in our culture, say, "Zyada haso mat, kuch bura ho jayega," right?
Yeah, so the evil eye. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The concept of evil eye.
The concept of evil eye.
Yeah.
But the concept of evil eye comes because we believe that there is not enough for everybody, right? That if you're happy, then somehow I'm not going to be happy because you are taking a larger share of the happiness somehow.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
I think that's where the concept of evil eye comes, that there's competition. And that competition, that collaboration is not as important as competition.
Right.
Right.
That if you
But
have more
again,
to eat, I will have less. Right? That's where it came about from.
Yeah. And I think it also comes down to, like at a larger picture, people do hoard resources, right? Like the
Right.
nations hoard resources. We hoard
We
things,
hoard.
right? We like, especially the more, I would say, if you're living in a country like United States, like how much everybody has so much, like people on my street, I can tell you, I think we're the only one who uses our garage. Everybody has stuff in their garage,
Right.
right? Their
yes.
cars are standing outside
Mm-hmm.
because there's so much stuff. Why? And what is that stuff? It's basically children have left stuff. That children have moved out. Their cycles are there. Think there's so much. So there is disparity. There is disparity in this world. I mean, it's not as if everybody has everything.
Everything.
But we're talking about physical things, and then we're talking about like happiness and health and like emotional things. So nations hoard things. Nations want to control. Anybody who's powerful would want control of resources. And then there's this lack of sharing. The goodwill is missing, because you're like, what will happen if tomorrow we
Mm-hmm.
don't have
Yes.
enough, right?
Right. So
And
I worry about that, right? Like,
and we all worry about that.
yeah,
Sure.
I'm working right now, and I worry, like, when I retire, how will I survive? Right.
Yes.
And what do I
Yes.
need to save for that? Like, that's a
Right.
constant, even though we are talking about abundance right now, and I want to shift my mindset to abundance, that I will be taken care of. If I've been like till this time in my life, I've been taken care of, then I will be also taken care
Yeah,
of.
but Aisha, there's a difference.
Mm.
To there's a the fact that you should not plan is not something you need to plan things, right? That it's not like you cannot be sitting and saying like, oh, there's abundance, so I'm going
Yes.
to have everything and I'm not going to move. You have to plan, you have to work hard, you have to do but you have to then have that trust that if you do the planning, you do the hard work, then things will be right. And then if there and some of it is, if you worry too much for the future, you're not living in the present. You're not
Right.
enjoying the present. Your present might be 100% fine, but you're so concerned about your future that you're not even enjoying the 100% present, which is fine.
Right.
So you
But
have to live in the moment also.
but
You
that's
have to.
how,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Sorry,
but
go ahead.
that's how, oh, sorry. But that's how most people live. And also myself, and I'm trying to correct myself, is either you're thinking about your past, like, and not even the good things about your past. We are so predisposed to thinking about the one negative thing that had happened, and you repeat that story over and over and over again, that you're not enjoying, like you said, the current moment, or we're worrying about the future. So the current is just passing by, and you don't even realize, even if life is okay and everything is smooth, but you're so consumed either with the past or the future that you're not living in the
Right,
moment.
right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it's finding the balance where you can think about the past also if you want to, but also thinking about the future and staying much more in the present. Right? That's the balance we all need to have in our lives. Not constantly thinking about something which is yet to come.
So when we're talking about abundance, and most people, and including that includes myself, there is scarcity in my mindset also, right? There's the fear also. But when I look at this whole universe, and everything is orbiting on its own, the moon, the sun, the earth, the endless galaxies, like, so everything has a pattern and a plan. And we existing on this world are living with a scarcity mindset that God knows what will happen tomorrow. But if we look at the statistics, there are 82 billion plus people in this world. Every minute, 260 births happen. So 260 children are born every minute, which equates to 4.3 births per second. Every child, every human being, every living thing, including trees, animals, fishes, everything is using oxygen. And we don't think for a second that, oh, another child was born in this second, and our oxygen supply or our quota of oxygen will be limited, or we will run out of it. So if there's abundance of everything, then why are we so scared? Like, why can't we just grasp this idea that the basic necessities of life are given to us for free without asking for it? Like you mentioned, our heart beating, the blood flowing through our organs, just our breathing, our blinking, the smallest things that we don't even pay attention to. Our cells are evolving every second. So we are not controlling it. It's just happening on its own. The gravity that's pulling us to this earth. What if gravity runs out and we are floating in the sky? It's like, right?
Right.
So the gratitude and the contentment has to be there to experience abundance, I think.
I think that's so true, that you to experience and welcome abundance. And it's, of course, a mindset, so you'll experience it because you're thinking in that way, right? It's, I think really the core thing is A, live in the moment, and B, be grateful. Aisha, our cousin who had the stroke, and he cannot swallow, right? So he cannot even swallow his own spit.
Yeah,
and
that I can't
tell
even.
my grandchild, I'm like, say thank you to your spit. Say how, like, you don't even think about it.
I cannot
Like,
fathom that idea that you
right?
can't, like, we don't think that we are swallowing
How
our
do
spit.
you even think about it? And you like, so I think about, the gratitude is definitely a thing that we take so much for granted. We take so much for granted, right? Our good lives. And then we striving for sometimes unnecessary things that we miss out on enjoying what we have.
So what you're saying is enjoy what you have. Strive for what you want. Strive for whatever it is that you want, but also pay attention to what you have.
Yes. And then also, if you're striving for something and you reach that goal, and then you're like, and now this is not what I wanted, right? पहुंच गए मगर ये नहीं चाहिए था, कुछ और चाहिए था. So sometimes you really are not reflecting enough to know what you really what will you might be in a rat race because there's so much commercialization of everything, right? So they're telling you, get the better car, get the better clothes, get like the best, the more. It's about the more, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes you think the more is going to bring you the happiness because, TV pe to yehi dikhaya hai. This is what they're showing me, right? That this is the perfect life is going to be when I have this perfect house with this perfect like backyard and the perfect car. And
the perfect partner. Right?
The perfect partner.
Right.
Exactly.
Oh, absolutely.
Excuse me, let me burst your bubble. There is no perfect partner.
There is no such thing as perfection.
There is a perfect partner. There is.
There is no such
Absolutely.
thing as perfection.
There is. Right?
There is perfect partner because we are accepting and non-judgmentally accepting our partners or whoever it is that we are accepting in our life. Right? There is no perfection there.
So what might be perfect might be a different definition to it, right? That we are all imperfect. I'm imperfect. The partner is going to be imperfect, and we have to coexist happily as much as we can, right? So that might be the picture might be a little different, but you should welcome good people in your lives. You should know that there are endless good people who are not out to get you in this world, right? And you have to believe that in the true sense, move away from the scarcity mindset, believe in the abundance mindset, have that ability to accept. You have to have the ability to accept um, good things in your life and keep them.
Can appreciate it
Also.
and keep
Appreciate.
them.
Yeah, because sometimes you have good things happening in your life, you have zero appreciation for it, right? Or little appreciation for it.
Yeah.
So then you're not enjoying it. Even if you have abundance, then you're not enjoying
You're
it.
not.
No, you're not enjoying it.
But then abundance for each person might be different, right? So you might weigh your abundance or put a scale on your abundance with materialistic things, or it could be a spiritual journey. So it's for every person that abundance could be a different criteria, right? What abundance might mean to you might not mean to me.
Agreed. Yeah.
Right, but the mindset is all the same, right? Let's say all three of us are talking about abundance mindset, which is probably okay. Let's agree on what is the definition of abundance mindset in that case. What would you say is the definition for you?
Being satisfied, being content,
right?
Be grateful, to appreciate what I have, and not run after. Like, I can have goals, definitely, but if I'm not appreciative of what I have right now, then going further, everybody has something good in their life, right? So appreciate what you have.
Sure. Is that the abundance mindset?
For me, it's a little different.
Okay, go ahead.
For me, abundance mindset is to know that there are endless possibilities in this world. There are endless possibilities in this world. And then if I have abundance mindset, right, I can manifest. So I believe that there is a law of attraction also. So I think abundance mindset is totally connected to the law of attraction and with manifestation. So if you have a scarcity mindset, then your language is also different, right?
Right.
Your language, your narrative, your chatter, your whatever, your story you're telling is different. So if you have an abundance mindset, then your chatter or your mindset is your narrative is a little different. So I think for me is that there's endless possibilities, and live a life of gratitude, and whatever you that should be enough for you, right? To have endless things is not enough. To have endless things becomes endless. There's no end to how much you want.
Then you have desire more and more and more, right?
Yeah. So being content is definitely part of the mindset. So abundance mindset is connected to contentment and trust. So so coming back to the word barkat, right? So barkat in I don't know, Mala, if India में ये use करते थे कि नहीं, like you would hear, if you have, it doesn't matter if you have little food, your food should have barakat in it, right? That means that it has a divine blessing, and it will be plenty, and the quantity and quality should be enough, will be enough. Right.
Even when you have guests and like unlimited guests come in, and your food will expand,
Right.
Yeah.
So it usually will not run short, and you will go to like even in India, I'm sure it's the same. If you go to Pakistan, you go to any poor person's house, anybody, you knock on their door, and they are the people who have literally nothing. They will take out the sharbats, they will give you the chai, they'll send their child to the next store to bring cookies, biscuit, they'll make you a paratha right there. Baji, khai bagar aap nahi ja sakte. You can't leave without eating. Right. And they have that belief.
It's the opposite of a limiting belief, right? They believe that, right? It is an opposite mindset of a limiting belief. They believe by sharing, this will not
bring
get
barakat.
less.
Yes.
Yeah. It will
bring
get
barakat by
it will grow
for
everybody, and we can share with everybody. I don't know how to explain it in English, though.
Yeah, it's
Right.
like almost like a divine blessing, because it's not something you do. It's just you bring to your house. Your house is full because you have guests and you have
Hmm.
like rooms available to them if they. So I had a friend. Literally, I met her after 20 years, and she popped up on Facebook, and I didn't remember this, and she said, "You know what? I remember that I had issues with a boyfriend. I didn't remember any of this. With my boyfriend, and I was having these issues, and I was almost homeless. And you said, 'Oh, no problem, come and stay with me.'" And
Mm-hmm.
she said, and none of my friends had ever, a close friend, and you didn't even know me. And I remember she came and stayed with us for 2 weeks or something, or 3 weeks. I don't even remember. This was like 25 years ago. And she's like, I couldn't believe that somebody who I barely knew said, "No issues, come and stay with me." I think her presence must have brought more barakat in my house for sure.
Hmm.
It's
Hmm.
not that
Hmm.
I did anything. I mean, there's a room, just stay, right?
Mm-hmm.
She
Right.
remembered, she was so gracious, so grateful. Like after 20 years, she's telling me, I said, yeah, I remember you came and stayed with me. I didn't remember the back history. So much happened in between that I'd forgotten about it. But
Right.
that's barakat, you bring barakat to your house, and you hope that you have your household, your health, your wealth. People have money and they lose it. People have little and that's enough for them.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Hmm. That's
That's
the most important thing is
that's the
people,
that's barakat.
yeah, people who have little and they believe they have everything, then they have
And they
everything.
have everything. They have
Yes.
enough for
Yes.
what they need, right?
Right.
To
Right.
make them happy, to make them content. All right. So, what is our main goal is to see how you can change
Change our.
your
So the
how
question belief mindset to an abundance mindset. These are questions that are
We have to ask.
to
Mm-hmm.
ask yourself that question, right? Is it that if we change our thoughts and if we change our words, then can we change the narrative of our story that we are telling ourselves? A story of abundance, rather.
Yeah, isn't that a good question to ask ourselves, anyways? Whenever we are
Right.
faced with a challenging situation or any kind of an event, are we limiting ourselves by thinking that, oh, we don't deserve it, or somehow or the other I'm not worthy of it, or somehow or
Yes.
the other I don't have the skills to do this, whereas the other person has. So checking in with ourselves, what are our beliefs? These are what are referred to as internal beliefs or core beliefs in our lives, right?
Yeah. What you just said, Mala, right? Like to say, do we also deserve this, right? So
Mhm.
maybe our self-esteem or our self-worth is so low sometimes that we don't even feel that we are worthy of deserving more, or we shouldn't be asking for more, looking for more, because our self-esteem is so low, then we think that we can't ask for abundance.
Yeah, or maybe even the question of asking is also not pertinent for us, because then we don't think that we can get it. So why bother asking it? Right? Very early when we were talking, Gazala, one of the things that you had said was there is hope. That when you said what you feel what is an abundance, you had said that there is always hope that things will get better, that things will work themselves out, even though we may plan for something and things might not go the way that we plan. That's life. But
Mhm.
that faith or hope which is there like a grain of salt and
Mm.
continues to grow, maybe that's what we have to be aware of.
So we have
Right.
to maybe channelize our thoughts,
Mhm.
Maybe
Yes.
right? We
that's
have to channelize our thoughts, and every time we falter or we defer from and move towards a negative thought, we have to somehow train ourselves to bring our thought process back, because the chatter is going on in an automatic way. And you had
right.
mentioned at some point that we have 60,000 to
50,000
70,000
thoughts
thoughts
in a
a
day.
day. So we are not even aware of the constant noise in it. So if we can quieten that noise somehow by
Right.
meditation, by self-reflection, and quieten our mind and focus on what you really want. Understand that we have the power, we ourselves, our inner selves have the power to create anything and everything we want. And then have faith in the bigger power also, that if you work hard with good intention, then
Yeah.
things are going to work out. That belief system has to be there. And
Correct.
again, that comes with scarcity, right? Like if you say कि कभी भी कुछ सही नहीं होने वाला मेरे साथ में,
Mm-hmm.
like मैं तो कुछ भी करती हूँ तो गलत ही हो जाता है, right?
Exactly.
Then गलत ही होगा, right?
Yeah.
हम्म
Then
और
we are
अगर सही भी
focusing
हो
on
रहा तो
that.
आपने उसको नोटिस भी नहीं किया,
Right. Exactly. You've
है
never
ना,
known.
it's gone unnoticed. Yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah.
manage your language and your thoughts.
And then manage the
So,
language. And one of the other things that I found, and being in you guys' company has also made it very clear that if we surround ourselves, our friends who are of a similar mindset of, like, say, abundance mindset or hope or any of the things that we've talked about, the positive language that we use for ourselves, I think that makes a lot of difference.
so Mala, that's an important thing. But when people say, "Oh, don't have the right friends," people have to look within themselves. You are surrounding yourself with it comes back to our topic of what you seek is seeking you also, right? So anybody who has not listened to our episode 2 should listen to that, because we did talk about that it is you. And this was, I remember, this was like a child, like our parents used to say that also, that look at your friends, right? Your friends define you, right? It's people you surround yourself with define you. So some if you are unhappy with the people around you, look within. There is something within you that is attracting those people, right? You're attracting those. So surround yourself. So you will get surrounded with the right people if you yourself are at that frequency or energy level, or I don't know, vibration. You will find the right people. And that's why for our Unapologetically Desi podcast, our goal is to find people who have literally our vibration and frequency and energy, right? We really welcome you to join us, and we would want all of you to go ahead and have these conversations with your friends. Our goal is nothing but to kind of talk to each other, record ourselves talking. I don't know why, but we do, because I think conversation is definitely a lost art. And we are the people who have grown up actually in households where conversation used to take place, and we used to sit for hours on the dining table and talk. I remember me and Nan, Aishu, my brother, parents used to get up, they would go away, and we started afternoon lunch, and then it will be evening, like 3 hours we are sitting and talking. Like now, people don't sit and just talk. They have all these, especially our children and grandchildren.
Right.
They have these distractions. Every 2 minutes, they have to look at their
They have
iPhone,
to.
they'll sit together and watch a movie, which is good. It's okay. But conversation, I'm not sure, unless there's a serious issue taking place, where a family gets together and tries and solves a problem.
Yes.
Conversation for the sake of conversation. I don't know if that's an art that's going to be lost. Like it becomes
Hopefully not.
it becomes a science and an art, and we'll have to go to classes for that.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So
So
have these conversations with your friends and your family. But most importantly, I think Aisha was going to say this, have it with yourself, right?
yeah, have the conversation.
So
Yeah.
that's the most important conversation, is the conversation and the chatter that you have in your mind. And if there is a negative chatter, can you eliminate that? Because whatever you focus on, whether it's the negative or the positive, that will expand. even if it's not expanding in reality, but because it's expanding in your thoughts. So if there's a negative thought constantly happening in your mind, then everything is negative, no matter how good your life is. And the most important thing is, if you're healthy, right? You're walking, you're talking, you're moving around. You should be filled with awe and gratitude every morning that you wake up and say, oh, wow, I'm still alive and I'm still breathing. That's nothing in my control that I'm doing, right? It's the awe of the nature. So just that alone is enough, right?
Yeah.
So
Being in awe.
being in awe. So, are we ready to sum it up? Our
No,
conversation?
No.
Yeah.
I
No.
have a abundance joke that I want to share with
Yeah, yeah,
everybody.
yeah. No. You'll have share that joke, but I'm just saying, let's bring it to a close and talk about what may be our next topic before we listen to the joke.
Sure.
So
What
tell
do you
us,
think?
Mala.
So
You
I
tell.
feel the next topic would be logical topic would be how do we change the way that we are thinking? How do we
Okay.
bring the language that we've talked about? And what can we do to change the way that we are thinking? And how do we implement it? What are some of
Okay.
the tools that we can think in terms of bringing to our conversation? Does that
Also, then maybe if we are talking about how to think and how to channelize our thoughts, then writing our thoughts down might help us, right?
Right. So there'll be lots of tools that we can all, what we use or what we have found out, what we have read, etc. We can talk about that the next time, including, like you said, writing it down, journaling, self-awareness, surrounding ourselves with our friends, having these conversations with friends as well to clarify what we are thinking of, whether friends
Right.
or partners or family members, whoever it is,
Right.
but whoever the people are around you to be able to do that. And I'm sure we can think of many more ways that we can do that.
Okay.
Okay. So basically, our next time's topic is becoming more self-aware of our thought process and
Mhm.
how to change how to help ourselves change our thought process from a scarcity mindset to a abundant mindset, right? And tools that we might use for ourselves,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, very
Yep.
good.
Let's listen
Very
to the
good.
joke, Aisha. I'm waiting for that joke.
तो एक औरत होती है, उसके सर पे 3 बाल होते हैं, right? Just 3 hair on her head. उसको पार्टी में जाना होता है.
Are you going to
So
tell this joke in Urdu or English?
probably in Urdu.
Acha, okay.
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 I don't know.
Okay, go ahead.
So she has 3 hair on her head, and she's like, I have to go to a party. So makeup करती है, lipstick लगाती है, आई शेडो लगाती है, यूं करती है कि कौन सा हेयर स्टाइल बनाऊं मैं, like now with 3 hair on her head. It's like, अच्छा चुटिया बना लेती हूँ, I'll braid my hair. So she's braiding, टिक, एक बाल गिर जाता है. So now she has 2 hair on her head, and it's like, I look really pretty. So what can I do with my hairstyle? Oh, maybe I'll make a ponytail. So she's pulling her hair, tying it in a ponytail. Pick, एक और बाल गिर जाता है. It's like looking at herself. I'm looking really pretty. What should I do with my hairstyle? Now there's 1 hair
Yeah.
on her head. It's like, okay, blow dry निकालती. Free hairstyle के साथ जाऊंगी. So that's about.
I
It's all
love
about
it.
your mindset, right?
It's your mindset, right? An abundance mindset. But
Yes.
with that being said, कुछ उर्दू में भी लिखा था that I'm going to say, and that's with for abundance is सब कुछ होकर भी कुछ नहीं है, सब कुछ होकर भी कुछ नहीं है, और कुछ ना होकर भी सब कुछ है. So with that, I will see you guys later.
Thank you
Okay.
very much.
Thank you for Unapologetically Desi. Don't forget to subscribe, right?
Yeah,
And to come
exactly.
back next time for our next episode.
We will hope to see you all next time. Bye
All
now.
right. Bye.
Bye.